Hello, you're watching Gamer TV. Stay tuned for an Xbox-packed show. Coming up, our reviewers put down Pro Evo 4 Live just long enough to give us an opinion on it. We get the inside track on Doom 3's Xbox conversion. And we take a look at American McGee's latest, Scrapland. But before all that, let's hook up with Tom Clancy's All-American Heroes. It's Ghost Recon 2.
Tonight, we'll meet for the first time ever the men and women behind the Ghosts, an elite element of the 5th Special Forces Group.
I tell you what, these days Tom Clancy must make more money out of Xbox royalties than he does out of writing books. It's a testament to how popular those games are that he's lent his name to another squad-based tactical shooter in the form of Ghost Recon 2. Recon 2 continues where the original title left off, another massively over-scripted story set in the heart of North Korea.
Our orders on this op were to demo a bridge, then link up with the Brits at the pagoda for helo extraction.
Time to earn our pay.
Interestingly, this time the game's being released on the PS2 and Xbox simultaneously. The Xbox version is a direct sequel to the 2002 original, while the PS2 version has a completely different story. You're looking at the Xbox version. The graphics have been completely overhauled, and what was once a murky title is now one of the better-looking games on the console. Fans of the original may be disappointed to learn that while you have a squad with you, you can't hop between soldiers. At least playing as a single character encourages delegation. You've plenty of AI support throughout the game, and you can issue limited commands.
Place it charged. Affirmative.
For the most part, AI is well implemented, and you can trust the rest of your team to carry out the more dangerous stuff while you hide. As is to be expected with a Ghost Recon game, the action is very tough, and veterans of cartoon first-person shooters should look out. If you run and gun like an idiot, expect your men to follow you straight into an early grave.
This is command.
While most Xbox shooters have paled alongside the mighty Halo 2, Ghost Recon 2 can carve its own niche as the thinking man's firefight.
Command, Ghost Leader, airfield secured.
If you wanted to play a first-person shooter in 1992, this is what you got. Wolfenstein 3D caused a gaming revolution and laid the foundations for its creator's next action offering, Doom. Fast forward 12 years, and the graphics may have had a digital facelift, but the gameplay retains the same mix of guns and ghouls in id Software's Doom 3. PC gamers have been blasting Doom's bad guys to oblivion since the summer, and soon Xbox gamers will be able to join in the demon slaying. This year's QuakeCon in Dallas gave legions of fans the chance to meet the brains behind this pixelated phenomenon.
QuakeCon 04, obviously the big focus is Doom 3. Everyone's here, everyone's excited.
Doom 3 is wonderful. I couldn't get over the shadowing, the lighting, everything in that entire game was just unbelievable.
After record-breaking sales, Doom 3 has already spawned an expansion pack, Resurrection of Evil, which offers more weapons and extra missions. And soon, Xbox owners will be taking a trip to hell when the game hits the green machine in spring 2005.
We really wanted people to play the game alone and in the dark.
Oh, you startled me. Man, I'm ever glad to see you.
We took the visuals and just, made them revolutionary from any other game out right now, where we have realistic shadows, dynamic lights, and it's really kind of this creepy, spooky feeling. The Doom 3 version on the Xbox is not just a straight port. It's not just a hacked-down version of the game to fit on the Xbox. One of the great things about the Xbox is that we've had a co-op mode for the single-player campaign through Xbox Live and System Link. So Doom fans that wish to play the game co-op have an opportunity with the Xbox.
All they want is something to make them more money, some product. Don't worry, they'll get their product.
The real prize for game developers isn't just stellar sales, but the technology that drives the game, its engine. This technology can be sold to other developers and will form the building blocks for their titles. id has famously adopted this tactic in the past, and their Quake 3 engine has formed the heart of games like Star Trek Elite Force and American McGee's Alice.
We believe that the Doom 3 engine will have actually more life than the Quake 3 engine. The Quake 3 engine has really been around for about 5 years, and some great titles have been developed with it. The Doom 3 engine, there's more flexibility, more power. In the old days, it was more polygons, more colors, but now, we're talking about kind of image fidelity and the crispness and richness of the world that can be displayed.
You don't know what I've seen. You can't possibly understand or comprehend.
We wanted to kind of make sort of, not really a retro game, but we wanted to give that kind of feeling, that action-packed, monsters, appearing, busting on the walls and things. We kind of want to recreate that feeling, that gameplay experience people had, 10 years ago, but move it up into cutting-edge new technology.
Doom 3 critics have accused the game of being very pretty, but lacking the depth and innovation of titles like Half-Life 2. But Doom 3's importance in terms of technology and its effect on all aspects of the games industry has ensured that this is a franchise that will be around as long as gamers enjoy introducing demons to the business end of a shotgun. We sent our news hounds sniffing around the interweb, and they brought us back these tasty morsels. Nintendo have never shied away from using a novelty controller to market games, but to celebrate the release of Resident Evil 4, Capcom have commissioned something very special. It even makes a chainsaw noise when you hack zombies to pieces. Encouraging violent behaviour? Never. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas isn't quite done breaking records. We recently discovered that in the single week of October it was released, Rockstar's latest sold more copies than the rest of the top 10 games that month combined. Impressive. Hideo Kojima has always said that Metal Gear Solid 3 would be his last game in the franchise. It seems Snake is going to fight on without him though. At a recent press conference, Konami's president confirmed that Metal Gear 4 is already in development. Will Gran Turismo 4 ever get released? The troubled racer will not meet its December 3rd release date in Japan, which scuppers all of Sony's plans for a slimline PS2 and GT4 bundle. The current mooted release date is December 28th. We'll believe it when we see it. Right, this one's not so much news as a really fun rumour about a Halo movie. Ain't It Cool News recently published a letter that claimed that Bungie had said they'd only sell the movie rights to Halo if the writer and director of the original Alien were on board. Ron Shusett, who is one of the story creators on Alien, is keen to take part, but more tricky is Ridley Scott, who's apparently passed on the material before. But that was before Halo 2 made $125 million in one day. Those kind of figures could change your guy's mind. So let the fantasy casting begin. With Scott in charge, could we see Russell Crowe go from Gladiator to Spartan? We'll have to wait and see. If you can imagine a cross between iRobot and Forrest Gump, then that's American McGee's Scrapland. It's a game that's unlikely to persuade those paranoid about technology that everything's going to work out fine. In the far future, you see, humans are history.
Disinfecting possible viscous contact.
Already out in the States, Scrapland will soon debut in Europe. It all begins merrily enough, with naive young android Dee Tritus arriving at the asteroid of Scrapland to pursue a career in photojournalism.
Yes. Oh, I love a hot bath.
Unfortunately for him, his very first assignment goes badly wrong as the Archbishop he's set to interview is murdered. And not for being too butch, let me tell you.
You'll have to come back later. I'm busy now. Out, out.
And so the world of Scrapland opens up. It's undeniably a fantastic looking game. The city itself is a parade of neon loveliness. It feels like a real world too, with clubs, television stations, and magic stairs all putting in an appearance. Key to the game is the great database and electronic innovation that allows you to take on the likeness of other characters. Some of these actions are illegal though, and scrapes with police are more frequent than perhaps you'd like. Also crucial is the Crazy Gambler, a slightly wired character that will have you racing and fighting in order to pick up new upgrades. Scrapland is a light game with a simple plot and easily understood objectives.
You want to be my friend? That's easy.
What makes it special, though, are its gorgeous graphics and its unique world of robots. If you fancy something fanciful after all that glum PC shooting, you've certainly come to the right place. Still to come on Gamer TV, we speak to Greg Tavares about living in Japan and PlayStation 3. And we've got reviews of Blinks 2 and Pro Evo 4. Right, I'm off for some halftime oranges. See you after the break.
Get up to speed and transform your gaming experience with Blue Yonder Broadband Internet.
With on-pitch controversy, international duty and constant transfer speculation, it's fair to say that in the life of your average Premiership footballer, there's never a dull moment. Two footballers with two very different lives. Premiership Diaries with Robbie Savage and Edu. All the action and reaction as it happens. Catch it all again Friday at 10:30, exclusive to Bravo.
Do I know everything there is to know about Elvis? Have I heard everything he ever recorded? Not just yet.
Unlike many other broadband providers, AOL Broadband is unlimited. There are no monthly usage limits, so you can download as much music as you like, whatever you're into. Unlimited music with AOL Unlimited Broadband. Now even better value from $17.99.
At 9 months old, you're discovering the world through your mouth and learning that extra stretch can make a big difference. That's why Pampers Active Fit has the stretchiest sides for perfect fit. Active Fit, the stretchiest sides. Inspired by babies, created by Pampers.
Can you have long-lasting hold without your hair feeling unpleasantly hard? You can with Silvercream Firm Hold Hairspray. Hold that lasts up to 24 hours, yet still leaves your hair feeling beautiful, touchable, and full of life. Silvercream Firm Hold Hairspray, up to 24 hours of hold, from Wella.
Well, injury lawyers for you. Let's say I had an accident. How much compensation would I receive?
That would depend entirely on the circumstances.
Well, would I be expected to pay an amount up front, or sign a loan or credit agreement?
No, never.
Will I receive 100% of the compensation?
Yes, absolutely.
Injury Lawyers for You make sure all-out people give nothing but honest, professional advice on your personal injury claim. Call our team direct on 0845 345 4444 for a no-loan, no-credit, no-catch service.
Hello, Direct Line. How can I help?
I'm buying a bigger house, so I need a bigger mortgage. One that I know I can afford, one with a fixed rate.
Right, let's get this lady sorted. Okay, we've got the low rate. And there's no surprises. Our monthly repayments are totally fixed.
and she can overpay up to 10% of what she's borrowed each year without penalty, slashing her mortgage term and interest payments. And whether she's moving home or moving mortgage, we'll cut down on the paperwork by filling in as much as we can over the phone.
That's great.
Call 0800 092 9696 or go online to see exactly what we could do for you. That's 0800 092 9696. Good thinking from Direct Line.
If you're stuck with an old, unreliable car because you can't get credit, don't worry, because at Yes Car Credit you could get a better car and a service that's second to none. Just give us a call and no matter what your credit history, we could approve you over the phone right away. Then just go along to your nearest showroom where a friendly advisor will agree a payment with you and help you choose from a wide range of makes and models to suit your budget. There's even a choice of cars from just 6 months old. We offer competitive interest rates and you could use your old car as full deposit. All our cars are 125-point quality checked and come with 12 months AA vehicle membership as standard, so you can buy with complete confidence. We'll even give you 7 days to bring the car back if you change your mind. You can drive away the very same day, and with Yes Care, our special after-sales package, our service just keeps on going. So call us now on 08000 111 24/7. Click on yescarcredit.net or see us in Yellow Pages and discover why Britain's saying yes to Yes Car Credit.
In my new Bravo show, When Games Attack, I'll be taking a slightly alternative look at the world of electronic entertainment. Ow! Ow! Study it wisely, you could be as successful as me.
Gaming's grown up, and Bravo's proving it's not just for geeks.
What's your name? Wolverine, bub. No, what's your real name?
Caroline Flack and Dominic Simon take a skewed look at one of the biggest industries in the world.
I come for you!
When Games Attack, tonight at 7:30, all new to Bravo.
Get up to speed and transform your gaming experience with Blue Yonder Broadband Internet.
Welcome back to Gamer TV. It's another pair of Xbox games now, starting with Pro Evo 4. "12 months ago, we reviewed Pro Evolution Soccer 3 and hailed it as the greatest football game ever made. Its only fault, a lack of online play.
There's a real buzz around the stadium today.
A year later, and the Pro Evolution series has finally found its way onto the Xbox, and more importantly, onto Xbox Live.
A magnificent goal! Getting the goal at such a crucial time in the game could decide matters.
Now, we had to wait until the game's release to get a real sense of how its online community worked. But since it launched, we've been playing it to death.
Rolls it up in. Gives it a go. It's there! Inside the first few minutes of the first half.
And we're pleased to say that multiplayer takes this game from strength to strength. Running through the Xbox Live servers, there's no fuss or complications in getting online, and finding opponents at your skill level is just as easy. As with previous incarnations of the series, the controls take a bit of getting used to if you haven't played before. But for those of you that have, and chances are it's been on a PlayStation 2, you'll be thankful that the Xbox controls have been laid out virtually identical to those of the PS2 version. It's a bit fiddly at first, but you soon get used to it.
This looks dangerous. And the shot. Goal! That's their third.
All the options, cups, leagues, training, are still in place. The gameplay has had a few tweaks. For example, the advantage rule now works properly.
Down the left flank.
It's been a smooth transition from PS2 to Xbox, but the single most important reason for buying this game has to be the addition of online play. It's transformed a great game into possibly the best sports title out there.
The referee calls time. 4-0. They won't have many easier games than that.
Hurry! Move it!
If cats have 9 lives, then Blinks here probably lost one when his first outing on the Xbox was declared slightly less fun than coughing up a fur ball.
Yeah!
But like any good feline, he's landed on his feet and is making good use of his remaining 8 lives. Blinx 2, the Masters of Time and Space, continues the adventures of the Magic Cat with the ability to make time slow, fast forward, rewind, or even stop. Playing as one of Blinx's tough, fully customisable alley cats, you use your time control powers to battle monsters, solve a few puzzles, and ultimately discover why time is disappearing.
Someone has touched the big crystal and scattered it into fragments. They've set the universe on a path to utter destruction.
The game's visuals are very rich, the characters are well animated, and the environments are a lot bigger than in the first game. Unfortunately, all this spit and polish doesn't hide a very run-of-the-mill platform adventure. The whole experience of playing through the story is completely on rails. Everything is pointed out, where you go, what you do, it's all spoon-fed to you. The puzzles are so clearly signposted that you can't really call them puzzles. As well as the story mode, there is a multiplayer option which does help dispel the feeling of being constantly told what to do. Ultimately though, it's nothing groundbreaking.
Attention all Timesweeper teams. The factory supply of time won't last long. Your orders are to spread out and search for the big crystal.
Blinx, it appears, has stopped time. While on the PS2, Jack and Ratchet & Clank just keep getting better, the Xbox prize platformer is stuck in the past. There's enough here for a few hours of your precious time, but sadly, not much more than that.
Nice work.
Meet Greg Tavares, an American games designer living in Japan and working on Sony's top-secret PlayStation 3 project. Greg's no newbie to the industry and has worked on a number of games, such as McKids, Crash Team Racing and Jak and Daxter. We desperately wanted to squeeze his brain for any classified information on the PS3, but first we tried to lull him into a false sense of security by asking what it's like for an American turning Japanese.
My first impression of Tokyo was just overwhelming. A number of people and the crowds is just amazing. And plus, it's the first time you're completely out of your element. For weeks, I was just like so excited.
10 years ago, I saw a coworker who was very fluent in Japanese. I was able to negotiate with the Japanese developers, Japanese publishers. And I saw that example and I thought, I need to learn Japanese. It will really help my career.
So he's learned the language, but how did he adapt to the unique Japanese gaming culture?
The Japanese market is just different. They don't play first-person shooters, so Halo didn't mean anything to them. They play, well, Dragon Quest and the Final Fantasy series are the biggest titles ever.
There's quite a few experimental games here in Japan. They seem to not have as much of an issue with releasing something that they know is not going to be a million seller. Ka came out. That was one that was an example. It's a game about a mosquito. It actually turned out to be a big hit, but I don't think it'd be expected to be a big hit. The West is starting to not experiment as much. You look at them and they're always the same. It's either some sports, first-person shooter, or it's an RTS game.
Don't get cocky now.
Something else that differs between the two cultures is the look of the games.
American style in particular is very much a realistic style. A game like Grand Theft Auto, the artwork does not appeal to them. The Japanese style is very more characterized, exaggerated features. And I think, for me, personally, it works better.
All right, whatever.
The biggest misconception of the Japanese industry might be that they're high-tech. But I think Japan is more about design sense and art sense, and their character design and their level design and their game design and the polish they put into a game makes their games a better product.
Okay, we think he's primed. Enough about Japan. It's time for our all-important PlayStation 3 question.
We're still in the design phases, so what it's actually going to become, we're not sure. The only thing I can say is that we have a mandate from management to make sure that when you see our game, people will go, wow, you know, this is next gen.
So, the PS3, definitely next gen. Let's see if he's more forthcoming about where to buy games.
The best place probably everybody's heard of is Akihabara. But when you go, you need to do some research because the places where all the special stuff is in the back alleys. That's where like the real collectors have their stores. As far as where the Japanese industry will go from now, they've been down for the last few years. And I think they're really going to start picking up now.
And with those wise words, our inscrutable guide to Japan blended into the busy crowds of Tokyo and was gone.
Now, you've probably wondered where holidays come from. If you haven't, I'd say it's time you begun.
Tim Burton's spooky and weird animation, The Nightmare Before Christmas, always seemed perfectly suited for a life as a video game. Oddly though, it's 11 years after the film's release that we finally get to step into the bones of Jack Skellington with the ominously titled
Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas. Oogie's Revenge.
Apparently, the Japanese were such massive fans of the film that the game's been released there first, and it's that version you're watching. You take control of Jack Skellington, who upon his return to Halloween Town finds that things aren't quite as he left them.
What happened while I was gone?
Not only have antagonistic skeletons overrun the town, but in Skellington's absence, pranksters Lock, Shock and Barrel have decided to revive the affectionately named Oogie Boogie. Jack's weapon of choice is a rubber sole, an elastic bit of snot green neon similar to Jack's plasma whip in Onimusha 3. Jack can use it not only as a weapon, but also as a way of pulling himself up into new areas. What really makes this game is the music, pulled directly from the film with vocals intact. Hearing the music in the background while you're fighting hordes of evil monsters may be incongruous, but it's certainly charming. Never is this more apparent than in the boss levels. As you hit enemies, they release musical notes, which you can use to perform special moves. On the downside, the game is presented from some very odd angles, and the repetitive nature of some of the levels do reduce your gaming pleasure. Though a little repetitive, this game's a must for fans of the movie, if only to revisit your favourite oddball characters.
Beginner's luck, if you ask me. Don't worry, we'll meet again.
And that's it for another Game of TV. Catch you next time.
I got the gate open for you, Jack.
But not before some of Oogie's baddies grabbed Sally and carried her off toward the cemetery.
What? Took Sally? That's it. No more Mr. Nicebones.